Hello, comrades. It's Premier Rever, and as always, we are at the wondrous city of Nueve Revergrad. I did have a question from somebody. Why 4 radio stations? Because it looks marvelous. And actually, there is 6, but like the radio stations and the TV, to seriously answer the questions, they each broadcast a different thing. Now, we sort of have a problem with balancing this out, and I really haven't thought about it too deeply, but I promise I will. Radomir and I have talked about it. It's a subject that interests him, and it interests me too. I'm curious about 2 things. What is the effective range of these things, or is it the entire map? And also, like, what would be a better way to balance this out? Because, like, you lose culture when you gain Soviet propaganda, for example, here. So if we come over, there's another one. Let's close this one. There's another one that's doing culture. Yeah, this one's doing culture, but then you lose the equal amount of Soviet propaganda, right? So actually, we're losing more Soviet propaganda, but we're gaining the culture and some happiness from it. So you could definitely play around with the radio stations, but one of the things I want to say about this game is it's amazing how much you can or micromanage things. There's certainly multitasking to do too. But I was over here looking, and this train has filled up these 2 silos. And I went to set it on a course, and I did set it up so that it would drop off here and then go to here, but it just sits here and waits. So it's really tough to have these guys do 2 things. So unfortunately or fortunately, I guess depending on the way you look at it, I'd like to go set up another train just like this one, because what's happening now is we're not filling these silos, but it is, you can see this guy's just sitting here. We have another load that could go out. So we have produced another train over here. And I sent him over to the depot. It might be this one. Yep. So we got 1 box car that we've already made, and then I'd like to purchase a few more. And cargo wagon. Let's do it so I can see. Yeah, that's 1. So we want 4 more. Then he'll have the same number as the other one. Right, and then close that. Yeah, close this. Sometimes you leave that open because you can't see, and use this guy just to zoom down here. I don't think I want to copy his course, so I want this guy to go to here, load up on some corn or crops, whatever they are. And yeah, you know what? I want you to go to this waypoint so that you don't try to go in here, and then I don't know, I guess the ones that are permanently dropping off will go to this one. Oh, you know what? I need to... probably added it right. Right? Now, why do you have 2 waypoints? Oh, was that? Yeah. Right, so he should come in on this track here and unload. Let's just put him on crop so we know which train he is. Even though we can now rename things, which I'm not sure if it's... it's probably a little quicker just to put those 2, in this case, on crops. So let's get him started. Oop, and I do want to make him wait here. All right, and then I don't know if that's going to cause a problem, and I'm not sure that I even want these guys coming here now. Yeah, see, this guy is bringing stuff up from the other one. Why don't we do this? I'm going to take you off of this one. Yeah, so after you leave, I don't know what these are. Right. No. I did the wrong one. Gosh darn it. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right, so the other one on 2 here. Yeah, okay, this one. I'm going to change this around, and I'm going to put... Yeah, we're just gonna... Let's do this. Let's get rid of this waypoint. He's on his way back there, so we shouldn't I'm going to select that. I'm going to say I want you to go to this waypoint. And then I want you to go to this stop. And we should be able to get rid of these pretty safely. Right, and then I want you to go to, well, you're going to have to go this way, right? He's not going to be able to, but then I want you to go to this waypoint at the end so that you don't go into this one for some dumb reason. Right, and then don't worry about anything else. And then when you get to here, oh, yeah, let's make sure you're loading and unloading, right? I want you to wait to unload crops. Now, that's another... I wonder if you can get them to, if you said unload anything, would that affect the thingy? Let's see, this guy should be, I just want to make sure, yeah, wait, and then this guy, I don't think I put him on wait, no, wait. Okay, good, so now who else is coming to here? This is the one we just set up, he's good to go. And then if we're going to do it this way, yeah, this one we could have probably set up that way, but I'll put him off to this side. And then we have this one. Yeah, so you know what, I'm going to get rid of this. Right, so this guy's just going to go to Chemicals of Odd, which is our new thing over here. Yeah, I don't care about, I got everything off of here I need. All right, and I'm just going to have him wait there. Yeah, wait to load, and then just sit here and wait. Good, so that takes care of that. And then this guy was a train. Yeah, we'll close this. So this guy could, I think, because I think that's going to get us enough crops over there. Let's just see about sending this guy. Yeah, let's add after this one, this stop, and then get rid of this and this. All right, because we don't have enough crops in here. Yeah, and are you gonna wait? You could wait if you didn't interfere. Yeah, you would need. I can't give you a waypoint in here, can I? You know what I could do though? Look at this trickiness, because I don't think I could put a signal right in. All right, I think right, like I just made this a little bit too short. Yeah, see, it's red. I could put one on the other side, but not on this side. So what I think I could do, well, could we have you doing the opposite? Yeah, you know what we could do? We could do this. So you're gonna, here's new farm loc, which, and then you'll come to here. Yeah, and then why don't you drop off here? The 2 trains, hopefully one of them wouldn't stay. All right, and then this is number 2. Yeah, so we'll just get rid of that. All right, unload, unload. But when you get to here, wait, but here, don't wait. Right, and is this guy, yes, he has no food by the time he gets to here. I'm wondering how that'll work out with, you know, because there's already a train there, he should keep going, and if there's not, I don't know if I care if he sits there or not. But either way, that should get us a little bit of crops up to here, which we're really not getting at this point. And then we can worry about firing these up, right? I haven't sent any more trolley buses, even though we built a bunch of them. Where the heck are they? Over here, look, we got a whole bunch of trolley buses that we could add to this, but I didn't do it because I didn't want to, I mean, it's no point if we don't have enough crops. So that's one of the reasons, you know, so that's going to get us our meat, hopefully much improved. Yeah, good. So that guy's there. Okay, this guy's pulling out, and he's going to go to the second one. And then what do we have going on over here? Yeah, you're going to chemicals of odd. And let's open this. That's you. You're going to Chemsol Warehouse 2, and you are going... This is the one we probably just did. And yeah, you're going to... Yeah, this is the one going to Breadstock. So that one's fine. Where is Chemical Warehouse? Oh, that's probably over by the clothing, right? Let's see. Can't tell where we are. Yes. Oh, no. Oh, no, you're going up to here. Well, that's fine. Now, the problem... Let me close all of this. All right. The problem that I have with all of that is, are we taking any clothing now to... Or how are we getting crops to the clothing? They should be coming... Let's Moo Ranch. Yeah, out of here. Right? New Farm Loc. Okay, your thing's a little backwards. And you're going over to Moo Ranch. You are going over to Moo Ranch. Are you going to our chemical? Yeah, what do we got going on here? So we don't. How are we getting crops to our clothing? I guess I should just go and click on that, huh? Yeah, where are you coming from? Now you got chemicals. Oh well, guess what? Yeah, that's a something I'd change. That's okay. Well, that's why we're here doing this, right? Yeah, that's different. We're not going to do vodka at this moment, but yeah, and you are awful long. But it would be nice. Yeah, you might be too long to really fit in there. Yeah, why don't we take this one, since he's not really doing anything too much. And say, I want you to go to here. You know what, we could always, you know what I'm going to do? Let's... What are you? Oh, so you're coming up from New Loc. Well, maybe we don't mess with that, huh? Yeah, but we didn't have enough crops, so that's sort of part of the problem. So I need to see... Oops, I just closed the one I probably wanted. But that moving these signals back gives them more room for a bigger train. And then this guy... Yeah, so what I want to see now is... Yeah, could this guy... Well, you know what? Let me hold my horses. And I'll tell you the reason I'm going to hold my horses. Calm down for a minute. This guy's going to have a different demand than he did before. I don't think we're taking as much crops up to here. And I don't think we're going to need a ton of clothing crops. See, like now we're... Look, we're at 800. Yeah, this guy's coming probably for his second run, right? And this guy's at 800 and still filling. Right? And this guy's just, he's working on getting them filled up now. Are you are set on weight. I'm pretty sure I checked that. Yep, good. Okay, so, yep, 91. So, that, yeah, it's just a matter of him making enough runs to catch up with this. All right, because he's only holding 276 in a shot, so it's just going to take him a little while to fill that up. And then let's take a look at, in some ways, the most important aspect of this. Soviet bloc countries. Oh, we imported some meat. Where did we import some meat from? So we're still not delivering it It might just be that we're not delivering it quickly enough, and I was thinking about that. We've got 6 trains. We could almost just send a train directly out to each one of those. I don't want to have them waiting there, but they could just run back and forth. Right? As long as these were each... One of the reasons I have 6 going all over the place like I did is because we were... like, I don't know that this one's not going to have a problem, so I kind of wanted distributing it around evenly. Like, if this one isn't producing as much as this one is. Yeah, see, we still have trains waiting. Now, do we have... There could be another problem. Especially when you start messing... Even when you start messing with these train routes, you can find that you might get an issue. I'm just looking for a train traffic jam, which does still happen to me once in a while. Again, especially if you change anything about the trains, because now they might be trying to do a different thing than they were doing before. Is this one of our food trains? Yeah, he's got some food, so I think it's this one over here. Yeah, this one's full, so I don't know quite why we... I mean, he probably just came from over here. Yeah, this one doesn't have a ton, does it? Yeah, but you know what? And this could be part of our problem, too, with this. We're building these bridges over here, so... All right, well, anyway. Let me head over to here and tell you what I did in between the episodes. So, when we left the last episode, what I had done was put a truck on each one of these, but then we figured out that if the truck was sitting in the field, then the sower couldn't get in there, or the harvester couldn't get in. So, in between the episodes, I went and assigned these trucks to run back and forth, but to 2 fields. All right, now there is an exception, because this one has these 2 little fields, so a couple of these are doing 3 fields. And then it just takes a while to get this other equipment down here. So I see we got 5 tractors. Yeah, that might be a bit overkill. What do we have here? I did send down... Yeah, I sent another couple tractors over here. Yeah, you know what? I think... Yeah, I think I... Well, let's see how it goes. We'll see if there's a difference. This guy does have more fields to take care of. But we'll get a couple more harvesters down here, which we should be making slowly but surely. And we're really... Yeah, I'm thinking what I'll do... Yeah, let's stop making these. You know what, though? Let's send one of these guys out of here, because we might as well take advantage of that one being completely built. Right? So now I could stop it without losing that one. We're going to do combines. Yeah, and that way we're making... Yeah, because this one... I don't want to take the workers away from making trains, and... Yeah, we'll let them both work on it, but... And then we don't really have any room, so I'm going to take a few more of these out of here. Right, how many do I want? I want at least 3. Alright, that should make us 3. Two of these trucks got taken out, plus the one that would sit in the queue. So we should get 3 out of here, and then this one will keep producing them until we tell them to stop, which is okay, because if this is working out, and you can see where I need to run time forward enough in order to get a few of the harvesters. It does this. This is a little bit more of a fiasco. But if you were going to really set it up this way, you wouldn't necessarily. And one of the problems, by the way, is a lot of these trucks are just empty. It's not that you're doing so much better. You're just burning a lot of fuel. But again, until I get all the harvesters and sowers in here, it's a little bit tough to. Like we got a complete backup, so we're really not doing that much better as far as getting fuel goes, or getting crops goes. Like it's not necessarily working better at that point, but I'm not seeing a lot of crops. Now this is all kind of new to me. Yeah, and see, this is going to be a little bit of the problem too. I'm assuming that this isn't a significant issue, that the crops will just sit there. I hope we're not wasting crops. Like, my concern is that whatever queue this has for crops, this guy is wasting them. In other words, like, will this stop filling up? It's probably worth watching, you know, like, will he be able to get back and forth in time to, like, not waste those crops? I've seen this get awful full, so I don't think that there's a limit to how much that field will hold, which is a little bit weird, but, right, like here we got 22, so, now the other thing I tried to do, not so much with this one, but by the time I got over to assigning these, like, this field's close, so the truck that does this field also does a field way up here to try to balance out the load or the total trip, like between the two fields. So in other words, if I put a truck all the way up here, that truck would be less efficient than one that just did these two fields. So instead of doing just these two fields, I split it up. So I'm hoping that that works out okay. Yeah, this is not very encouraging. But again, I need to get those other harvesters in here. So we're making more harvesters, and yeah, we'll have to see if we get, hey, we got some crops into here, which is good. Yeah, no crops there. So we'll see. Let's see what happens and give it a little time. So I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee, and I will be back and let this run a little bit more and decide on whether I want to keep talking about this or we'll go to another subject. You know, I'd really like to nail this down, and it's very disappointing to me, even though it's not much meat. You know, I don't like this. I'm sorry, it's not much crops. I wanted to see that taken care of. I think we may come back and try to ramp up the rest of that meat with those trolleys and take a little better look at that. Plus, I'd also like to see about putting a few more buses onto these stops so that we can get just a few extra people into here, and I'll explain that in a minute as well. All right, let me get a sip of coffee, and I'll be right back. Okay, not too much time has passed, but what I did do was I sent from various places, game saving, 4 different buses over to here, and then just to save a little bit of time, I assigned each of the 4 buses, 2 of them to this stop, and 2 of them to this stop, and then there's 4 stops down here that are bringing people over. Like, we only have 3 people in here right now, so let's get these guys started. So I'm gonna hopefully do this without closing one that I don't mean to. Dangerously hitting the escape key. All right, so that should get a few more people down here. If you look, we don't have a ton now. We don't necessarily have a ton of food. That does have a train waiting there, so I'm a little bit concerned because I saw these trains kind of back to back over here waiting. Like this guy, you know, everything seems okay, but I don't know that we would put a third. So I'm thinking, like, on my standard farm setup, 2 bakeries, you may be able to keep up with that. Now, we, of course, have our experiment going on over here, and I took a little look at it. I didn't change anything. You know, we still have trains lined up all over the place, so I'm not sure that we're doing that particularly well. I was just looking, and, you know, like, some of these fields have some crops in them because, you know, we're not overly efficient about getting them off immediately, but it doesn't seem to be causing a problem. And I did send another combine down to here. I don't know. I don't think it got there yet. I doubt it did. It would really be pretty quick, I think. Does it? Let's see. Can we shrink this? This. Yeah, okay. See, this one's still heading to the building with no fuel. All right, so that one will be filled up, and then, yeah, we'll put another one on this one, and then they'll each have, right, 5 tractors, and that's 4, 5, 6, 7 harvesters. Now, this side I don't think needs it. This one here has, like, less fields. This one has 15 fields. This one only has 12. So, and I didn't change that, even though I realized, like, I could probably switch this field over, because I'd like to see that this farm would handle all of those fields. And what I don't want to see is very much of this growing, right? Like, we got 1, 2, 3, 100% growing. 4, see, we got a lot that are 100% growing. And I'm hoping that these extra harvesters will help with that. Now, we might have made another harvester, and if we did, I'll go grab it. Yes, we did. Good. All right, and we'll put that other one in. Where is it? There it is. And this one. So this one should then be full again. And then I just want to see how this works out. So this field has 12 big fields. This one has 15 fields, but 2 of them are these medium fields, right? So it's sort of not quite the same, it's not like 15 big fields, but in any event, I think I kind of like this. It's a pain to set up. I mean, it literally took me, besides my fiddling, but it takes quite a while because you got to, especially if you want to kind of balance the trucks out like I was and, open each field and set a new route and then set it, so it was definitely micromanagement heavy. But in any event, we'll see how it goes. And then this, I was looking at Muscal real quick, and, we definitely have some food here, or some crops there, but we don't have crops there. So I'm still not sure how worth it is to get this guy fired up until we actually see some crops sitting in here. Now, I'm kind of curious, didn't we have crops? Like, why wouldn't we have, what is this? Oops, not that. What is this station? Train station 2. All right, we're not we might be loading out of here. And I don't want that. Like, yeah, look at that. Yeah, I don't want you loading. I want you unloading. Oops. All right, because I think I was doing this a little bit different. Yeah. So, like, in other words, what I was thinking of is that the train would drop off here. This guy would pick the remainder up or kind of balance. But I think we're better off with them both dropping off. Right? What are you doing? Yeah, you're unloading, so you're fine. So you're bringing crops in, unloading here. You're unload. Okay, so we have 2 trains bringing crops into here, which I'm okay with that for the moment. But we have no crops here. So the next thing I was going to do is start putting these guys in motion, but I don't really see a big point in that until we can get some more steady crops coming into here, right? And it's sort of, I kind of want to see what happens. Like, I like to see one train sitting there. That's perfect, right? The other ones are out delivering stuff. And if we always just had one train waiting, like this, that's kind of ideal, assuming... Yeah, see, this guy's still got plenty of crops. This guy's got 1.5 tons. We got this guy coming around the corner. How full is this guy? Not very full. Now, how are we doing on 100% growing fields? Yeah, see, we got a lot of fields that are 100% grown. Well, I guess they're being harvested, too. We got to keep that in mind. But, like, this one's not. It's not 100% grown. Neither is that one. Neither is that one. Yeah, so... I don't think we're really doing that bad with the regular old setup, to be honest with you. Right? I mean, if you look at what's going on at this moment, we're harvesting. In other words, I'm not sure if all that running around is really gaining you that much, but you could do more fields, right? Like, this is only 12 fields. So I think if you're not going to put in 12 fields, then it's probably not worth all the running around, and that's... Now that I'm thinking about it, that's even better for our little experiment down here, right? Like, all this running around with these trucks is probably not gaining us too much, but when this farm has 15 fields, that's when you might start seeing the benefit. See, and this would be the negative, is that we got crops sitting on the field longer because you're not... Now, the other thing you could possibly do is say, well, let's get rid of one tractor and maybe send a truck, though I'm not sure that one truck would make that much difference at that point. But it definitely would let you get more harvesters in. But then at some point, these buildings just aren't that cheap. If you stuck to 12 or 13 fields, you know, are you really gaining that much for all of this work and everything else? I'm not sure. I go back and forth between liking this and not, but it's certainly worth the experiment just to kind of see how it goes. Yeah, and it's working. I don't think there's any problems with doing it. And I think if you really wanted to maximize out like the efficiency of one farm, but I'm not even really so sure that it's worth it at that point. Like, you know, I don't know. Why not just build another farm and da 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 da. All right. So anyway, it's not like they're that expensive or anything like that either. All right. So in any event, we should be doing pretty well. I really want to see this economy. Are we in a new month? Yes. And we've meat. Okay. Well, I'm glad we didn't see food. How about last month? Did our food? Nah, there's definitely. I'd really like to see this get stabilized over here. And where I know at least, you know, we added the extra buses and we just sort of know that, you know, like I'd like to come in here and see these all full. See, this one's not. That's okay too, because I mean, you know, but because there's no train waiting there, we're delivering as fast as we can. So, you know, my question is our issue with delivery, and I don't underestimate the effect of not having these bridges done yet. Would be one of my pieces of advice, because them being able to get over to here that much quicker and make this loop that much quicker, and then see, this is probably a food one, right? Yeah. See, so he should be heading back, and he's getting held up by the construction guys. Not that he wouldn't have got held up there anyway, but you see what I'm saying? Like, he's now going to have to go, in order to get back there, he can't just make the right-hand turn here and head right there. He's got to go all the way down and around. So I'm hoping, you know, that you know, really cuts down on the loop time for these guys and makes a, you know, a fairly significant difference in them getting to each place. Right. So, well, the good news is we're definitely producing more food, and I think we just need to give it a little bit more time. All right. So, and same thing with the meat. Do we have 2 trains sitting there in the meat? Yeah. Say we're not. You know what? People aren't doing anything anyway, are they? No. Let's come over here, and I want to grab 2. I want to say you come from here, and you come from here, go to there, and go to there. Yeah, I think I will put these on load and unload. Makes me feel better, just so they don't accidentally start taking students. Oops. All right, you can get started. You can get started. All right, so that should bring people to working into here, and then this one only has one, and this one has 3. So where is the odd man? This one's going to stop 2. Stop 2. Stop. Okay, so we'll send another one. I don't know if I have that right. Yeah, this is 2. All right, this is 1. I'm trying to balance it a little bit between them, but all right, and then this one's going to get. Where are you getting people from? You're getting people from 2. All right, so let's do one more. No, you know what? We're going to do the 3. Right? So what we're going to do is 2 of these from 1, because the other one gets it from 2. I don't know. Let's send 2 more. All right, where are you getting your other? Yeah, you're going to 2 with your other, so I think Yeah, and this guy was getting more from, yeah, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, so that would sort of balance it out. I hope that made some sense. Trying to not overwhelm, you know, as we get more and more of these guys going to, I don't want them all ending up on one stop. Right, and then this one's already going. Right, and then that way we got, yep, 2 going to there, 3 going to here, 3 going to here, 2 going to there. So at least they're balanced out. So if they get crops, we should be good to go. Now, this guy is sort of stuck in here, isn't he? Yeah, let's send him back. His job was to get these guys out of here. Tagliotti, a little bit further. Yeah, let's just send him back. Yeah, I don't want him picking up vehicles anymore, so where the heck am I going? I know I have depots there. Yeah, we'll just send him back into over here. Now, do we get another combine? Do we need another combine? I don't think we do. I want to stop this production until I can think about, I don't want to cancel it. Let's send another. Let's send another out. Right, as soon as he gets out of the way, now we can cancel it. By the way, I really am kind of liking leaving these full if you're not actually trying to produce cars. Because it's sort of, you can take as many of the other vehicles out as you want and then worry about it later. Yeah, let's just stop the production here for a moment. We're going to think about actually producing some cars. And then we could probably think about doing something with all these buses and whatnot. See, that'll just hold up the bus production until we need more buses. Which, yeah, we could take like 4 more. I think, and put them into here. And again, I don't care if I end up selling off some of these vehicles. It's all good, right? There we go. So now we got a full line of those. So why don't we switch this to making the little buses? Right, and then we'll put some of those little buses over here. And we were working on a gas station. Did we get that done? Yeah, I got that done, and I got somebody in there. And then we were working on a gas station over here. Yep, and I got truck in there filling that up. We could start working on this, but I don't want to do too much until we get this done. And in between the little break there, I noticed that this was completed, so I need to get over here and start assigning more assignments. But they were all done building all this track, so I got them to start working on like this. So now I want to electrify this little bit of track. And I'll send the other train working this way. Might as well get this electrification done first, because why not? Right, and then that is signaled off, so I shouldn't have a problem. It won't matter which track I send this guy to, right? So we'll get that and that done. And then we'll get all this electrified, and we should be pretty close to refiring up this steel mill. And that'll be a nice thing to have done. And then once we kind of get close to that, we have this whole rail project, for those of you that didn't watch every minute of every day. And we'll get this kind of all completed here. We're We'll get this bit done down here first. I kind of like the way this worked out, cutting this off, because then I don't have regular... I'm not afraid of regular train traffic getting in here. So this has worked out pretty well. And then... Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. All right, all of these guys should have been going to Importska. Yeah, why don't you do one last final trip? All right, and then that should be all the fuel taken out of this tank. So you should be able to come here, maybe. All right, and then these two, the same deal. Let's send them. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. They shouldn't have anything in them. I don't think. So why don't you head to there? All right, what are you? Why do I still have you open? Yeah, I have no idea. Okay. I can't see anything. So let's take a look. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna... I don't want to get into too many projects. We're well into this episode, and I really want to get, you know, our exports. This is like, if you haven't noticed, and I haven't really said it too clearly, we bought electronics. Yeah, we're going to talk about electronics eventually, but that 1 ruble worth of meat. Come on, I want no exports 1 month. I mean, no imports. Yeah, 1 meat. Cut me a break, buddy. You know, so well, the 2 trains did leave. Yeah, I wonder if we just don't want another train over here. You know, are they 2 back to back as far as dropping stuff off goes? Like if we had a 3rd one, it would be even better. Yeah, there goes another food train. So compared to, if we do look at before we run out of the month, you know, if we go to Soviet bloc imports this year, yeah, bricks would have been something when I just bought something. Chemicals, yeah, interesting that we're still buying chemicals, but we do need to ramp that up too, right? So and part of that is getting this crops done. Fuel, we haven't imported any fuel in a long time. Cement, that would have been when I just purchased things, prefab. Clothes, yeah, that's sort of dependent on our crops as well, I think. But we're going to take a look at clothes. Once we have the crops and the food settled, we'll get into those other things. Bitumen, oh, this is export. Man, not very good, was it? Yeah, there we go. So food, yeah, you can see that's tapered off to nothing for a little while. So let's hope that trend continues. Purchase from like construction. This could have been a purchase from construction too. But we'll keep an eye on that. Like when we know we didn't purchase anything. Meat, yeah, look. Well, you know what? I disturbed the crops. I'm wondering if my, you know, changing trains around didn't cause a blip. But we're going to keep an eye on that. Asphalt and concrete. Yeah, so we're doing real well if we can cut down on this. And if you look at this month, yeah, that's not even any meat. It's like a ruble worth. I don't... One guy went to the store and had to have some imported capicola, I guess, right? For $1 or for a ruble. Anyway, sorry. How are we doing here as far as... Oh, look at that. What is going on there? Well, there goes a question to an answer that nobody had. Everything is all right with this field, yet no trucks are ever coming to pick it up. Well, we have a solution for that, don't we? Do we have one right there? No. I bet you we have a covered haul right here. Yes. What do you have anything in you? No. So there you go. I want you to go to here. Boy, that's a lot of crops sitting there. And then come to here. Don't wait. That's interesting. And I can't say, oh, look at this. Where's our buddy that, you know what we want? We want, was it this one? Oh, I can't even get to the bottom of it. Like I've been, Well, let's just get another truck onto here. Right? Is this a lot of the fields like that, or just not enough? Holy bejesus. Huh. Well, there you go. Let's head all the way up to here and grab some of these shiny new trucks. And then we'll just get this. I can't see. We'll get this situation. Yeah, look at all these fields. Yeah, all 4 of those can be done, right? And then once they get emptied out, I'll be able to right now that I have that going. Yeah, we'll send a few to there. Why don't we send these 2 over to here? Right, and then I just like to do this. Completely unnecessary, but all right, now how are we doing? Look at all this. What is going on? Everything is all right. I beg to differ, buddy. You got like 10 tons of crops in the field, Lucille. Yeah, I mean, we got 3, 4, 5 going on. And I haven't noticed, I've ever seen that problem in other places. Seems like everything over here is getting it. Yeah, look at that. All right, well, let me pause it and just, you know, we're going to set a few more trucks over to here. Maybe like another 4 or 5, 4, just to see if that helps a lot. You know, like maybe it's just that these fields are so far from here, they're just not getting it done. All right, I'll be back in a minute when you don't need to see me sit there and set up 4 or 5 more of those trucks. All right, be right back. Okay, I just waited enough. I think this is our first rescue truck. So, again, I know this isn't, they're going to be running back and forth. And then I had another thought while I was sort of, I just didn't sit here, but I looked around the map a little bit. But what the other thing is, I've been putting paved roads, and I'm wondering if that's not part of the problem down here. Right? Because we only have these gravel roads, which are pretty limited, and then these dirt roads are really going to limit the truck speed. And, when you start having, I don't think a little bit of dirt road, but this is a pretty significant length of dirt roads. Probably what I should do is go grab one of the crews that's all the way up here. We don't need all of these crews. Right? And then I think this one, did you have paver stuff? One of these had paver stuff. This guy has a roller. Do you have a... No, did I... What is this? Yeah, there's a paver. Alright, well let's steal this guy from here. Right, and then... Yeah. This guy from here. Oop, not there. Go here. Right, and then we'll load those 2 up, and then this guy should otherwise. We don't need a full concrete. We need more of like a paving crew. Yeah, let's just take 2 of these offices, and we're gonna make this like a paving setup crew. And we don't even need people, right? We won't even need buses. So now, yeah, you have fuel. Let's just get these loaded. All right, and are you in there yet? Close this one. All right, yeah, you have plenty of fuel. Just Just make sure he wasn't about to leave to go to the gas station. Alright, so let's take these two guys. That'll be 2 open hauls for us, which won't be bad to have down there, so we won't need any more. And we'll put them in this one closest. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, we'll put this one, put them in here. All right, so head down here. And here. All right, so we'll leave the vehicles open that we send. So what are we going to want? Big bulldozer is going to take forever to get down here, but we're definitely going to want, I would like to be able to pave at least 2 sections of road at a time. So that would need, yeah, let's move this over a little. Can I hit that? Yeah. Do we have, you know what, excavator will be fine, won't it? Yeah, let's go back to this one. Load this excavator into here. Right, take this one. Where is it? Yeah, here. Send him over. This is gonna, I need to, between the episodes, I'll redo this. So then we're gonna get another, no, well, you know what, we don't need another, yeah, we need 2 excavators, because we're not gonna have that bulldozer. So let's close the bulldozer. Alright, so when these guys get, this guy, where's this one? Yeah, so this one we're going to send down there with an excavator, and then this one is the excavator on that truck. So we need to wait for this guy to get settled, which I think he's coming right around the turn there, right? And he's got fuel, so he won't leave again. You know what? We didn't need to do that, even though he's there by now. Right, so these 2 are going to get sent down there. Then we need to get the open hauls out of the way. Keep going. Right. So then we'll get rid of a few of those open hauls, possibly. So we'll shrink all that up. Open haul with the paver. This is the construction office. Yeah, so really what we want, yeah, I don't even think we need covered hauls. We really just want a bunch of dumpers, right? I didn't necessarily mean to close those. So that's 2 dumpers. Four dumpers. What more dumpers? Do we have any right here? No, you're an open haul. No. We should have some, I hope. No. You know what? What are you making? You're making little buses. What are you making? Nothing. Dumper. Yeah, start making me some dumpers, please. Are you dumpers? No, we don't have any more dumpers. Oh, yes, we do. No, we got open hauls out the wazoo. Well, we could steal. I don't want to. Let's just cannibalize these guys. I went too far one way or the other. Run along. Yeah, there we are. All right, so let's. Yeah, you're a dumper. You're a dumper. All right, so let's. What are you doing? You're just sitting there because you were going to get that excavator, but now you're not. Yeah, over here, red stock. Didn't go far enough. There we go. So that should be. Should be enough to get started, right? So now, what do we want to do? I don't want to mess these guys up in mid-stroke, but You know, some of these will be a little bit of a pain. So let's do this one to get started. Oh, there is a truck in there. Yeah, see, we're going to have trucks in these further ones. But we can force them with things like this, right? Like I could micromanage this fairly well, I hope. Can I repave that with the truck on it? I think I can. Like, he'll leave because he's already in there. I don't think that's going to cause a problem. And then, just for now, and then we'll just have to keep coming back and... Right, there's no vehicle in here. And then let's... You know what, while we're... Right, and then the... Oops, I didn't mean to close that guy. What I think we can do... Roads. Yeah, and then I don't care if he finds more of them then. All right, can you cover all of that? Yeah, good. So that way he'll go back to, he'll start paving this one right away. And I'm hoping that even though this one's like this, that the fact that these guys are now hopefully pulling some more of that stuff off will help, and then we'll get these roads paved, and I think that, let's hope that helps too, right? So there's a lot. See, and by the way, as I was building and building and building, I knew there was some issues. I didn't realize weren't getting that crops off the field. You could tell probably from my reaction, but you know, I knew there was a lot of micromanagey kind of improvements that we could make, and I'm definitely glad I found that. Yeah, look at all our trucks are getting out there. So we'll see as time goes on, you know, how we make out, and we'll be able to tell, I think, pretty easily. Again, I keep keeping an eye on that. Eventually, I'll stop looking, but yeah, we're keeping up. You know, it's I wouldn't do any more than this. I definitely wouldn't count on more crops getting into here, but we're definitely going to get some more crops over to here, which is great. All right, look at that. We've already got no train waiting, and yeah, how do we do with our? I don't see a crops over here. That's chemicals. Yeah, we got crops in there. So now the question is, you know, where is that train? He's heading back. How far along his little trip is he? Well, just heading back. And he is told to wait here, right? Yeah, good. So the good news is, you know, as this starts to back up, yeah, he's got a long run. We might even consider putting a second train on there, but at the same time, I think, you know, let's just see how it goes, right? You can definitely over-manage in this game. You know, like it takes time. It's one of the challenges of this game is being patient enough. But yeah, we'll definitely get this paved up over here. Hopefully we'll get some vehicles in. I'll take out some of the open hauls there. And then I guess the last thing to do, this might be a slightly shorter than normal episode, is let's see, how are we doing here? Good, we got crops and we shouldn't be taking them back out of there. So I think the next thing we need to do, we should have people, right? Yeah, we're not getting a lot of people here, but that could just be, that could be timing. You know, we might even want to put another, it sort of depends on how many people we have, but let us come like 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Don't have a truck bringing crops to them yet. If I'm going back a ways, and what are you? Oh, you came up there. Well, you're just gonna have to sit and wait. Yeah, so, right, related vehicles, none. Right, related vehicles, covered haul. So what we want to do, yeah, wait to load crops. Wait to load crops. So there should be enough of a driveway there that it's not a problem. Right, and that was this one. Did I do that the right way? I think I did. Right, so for whatever good it's going to do us, we'll have crops coming. And then, how are we doing here? Yeah, I'm not every time I come and look. But again, I'm going to be patient. As long as we're not buying meat, I'm going to be patient. So we're 11 days in. We are buying meat. I really wish we could see import of resources. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to know where we're buying meat from. And it looks like we stopped, so it's going to be a little hard to tell. But my bet would be further along. And we could put another meat train on here. You know, like my bet would be, it would be somewhere like this. This has got 75. Or here. Yeah, see, we got tons of meat in there now. Now, let's just check one other thing with our trains coming in here. Do they have the opposite? 3 trains. Yeah, that should be plenty, I would think. Moo Ranch, NR. Yeah, you know what? They all have the same route. And we are going to the custom house, but I don't think we're underproducing meat, right? But look at this guy. He's only got 0.89 and he's only up to Rever distribution. What are you doing after that? Oh, GW. Yeah. What I'm wondering is it GW would be the last? I guess it really doesn't matter, but I'm wondering if we go the opposite way, it makes me feel better, but in the long run, I'm not sure that it makes that much difference, right? If they're all just running around and there's 3 trains in a loop, you would think that it really just wouldn't make that much difference before they, you know what I'm saying? Like, eventually, if you were producing enough food or meat for everybody, it would get to GW distribution. Yeah, so that's all right. We'll keep an eye on it. And like some of the thing is, let's let this ramp up so that we know we never have a train sitting here and then they're just constantly heading out. Like that's kind of what we want to see with, same thing with the food. Like it doesn't bother me at all at this moment if these have food in them, or even if we're maxed out. It just, if we start maxing out, it's telling me we might want to start exporting, right? So how are we doing here? One last time. Yeah, pretty well. You know, I mean, I don't think we're making quite, we're keeping up. We're keeping up with the 4 plants. We got the extra coming from here. We should have, let's let this thing, we're going to let this mess settle down as well, right? Because we probably have more, we definitely have more crops coming in here, which will throw off our mathematics of a balanced equation. Because, yeah, hopefully we can get this knocked down where we don't have quite so many crops in here, right? And that's going to take quite a long time. Like we're going to have excess crops, more than we're actually producing, because we've been storing them up there for the last 30 years or something like that. Well, there you go. Yeah, I think that's enough. And as far as the timing goes, I think it's a good time to stop and see. And you know, we've gone over the hour mark, I'm pretty sure. So, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Oh, no crops here. Yeah, I think we're going to want to get another crop train going over to there. But like I just said, I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll come back. We're not going to focus on crops forever, but you know, I think a lot of the ending episodes on this map are going to be this nitty-gritty, get into the details and figure out how to, you know, just get 100% profitable. Speaking of which, real quick, what did we do? Oops, not that. Last month. Yeah, 112 million we made last month, and we imported 2 million. And then so far this month, we've imported 147, that little tiny bit of meat. Now we're halfway through the month, which isn't, you know, it's a little deceiving, but let's see. Yeah, this month, say we've only made 2 million so far this month, but I think it's really going to depend on the, you know, the timing of the trains. Like, you know, we're going to have like spikes in the overall amount that we import or export, I think, just because as trains hit the thing and as we get more and more efficient, and we're going to just keep looking. I'm just going to keep looking for more and more improvements and just keep taking this to the max. Yeah, so you're these I know some people have asked me like, oh, how can you stand to re-go over? It really goes a lot faster when you're repaving these the second time. Like as far as the electrical track goes, they're much quicker, especially at a distance like this. Okay, guys, have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for all your likes and subscriptions, too, by the way. We're almost at 900. Might even be at 900 by the time this video goes out. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.